Welcome back. Today we're going to learn about a common logical fallacy called the false dilemma fallacy. You may have seen it before without noticing it. Let's find out how it works. So, to get started, let's just jump right in with a classic scenario. I'm pretty sure you've heard some version of this before. Imagine you're in a team meeting and someone says this. At first, it might sound convincing. It makes it seem like there are only two choices: follow this plan or fail. But is that really true? Could there be other ways to succeed? Well, this is the false dilemma fallacy. It works by making you think you only have two choices when that's just not the case. It creates this dilemma that might not even be real, basically forcing you to pick between two extremes. Now that we know what a false dilemma fallacy is, let's see how it appears in everyday conversations. You've probably heard something like this before. It makes it seem like there are only two choices: with us or against us. But real situations are often more complicated than that. There may be many other options in between. That's why this is a false dilemma fallacy. This is a great example of a false dilemma fallacy. It presents two extreme choices as if they are the only options. As a result, people may feel pressure to choose a side, but in reality, there are often other possibilities and more balanced solutions that are being ignored. So, the really crucial part is understanding why this is such a flawed way to build an argument. Let's break down the logic with another super clear scenario. Okay, so a student says this to a friend. On the surface, it seems like a simple request with some pretty serious consequences. But let's look a little closer at the argument that's actually being made here. This breaks it down perfectly. So first, you've got the false choice. Either I get help from you or I fail. But this totally ignores all the hidden alternatives, right? Like studying on your own or maybe asking the teacher for help. And this is the main flaw. The argument makes a complex situation seem much simpler than it really is to try and force a specific outcome. And that's what it all comes down to. Reality is almost never that black and white. It's more complex, The false dilemma fallacy ignores complexities and alternative solutions and makes people think they have fewer options than they really do. Ready for a challenge? Take a look at the next example and see if you can spot the false dilemma fallacy. Okay, so take a look at these two statements. Which one do you think contains a false dilemma fallacy? So, did you spot it? Yeah, the statement on the left is the clear false dilemma. It's setting up this totally unnecessary either or choice. The statement on the right is much more reasonable. Instead of forcing us to choose between two extremes, it encourages us to consider our priorities and find a balanced approach. Before we finish, here's one final thought. Now that you know what to look for, you may start noticing it in everyday life, in news headlines, commercials, maybe even in your own conversations. When you hear someone present only two choices, stop and ask yourself, are these really the only options? You might discover more possibilities than you expected. Thank you for watching.
If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.